574-2595-95-3. So I ran into an article in the South Bend Tribune. How much has Smart Streets driven downtown South Bend's turnaround? Apparently, downtown South Bend, producer Tim has turned around. So I didn't know that. It hasn't really been a big story that it's turned around. Politico still calls it nowhere country, but I'm just throwing it out there, okay, because we had this huge discussion about Smart Streets last week, right? And most of you, we did have a couple of people say, yeah, I like Smart Streets. Most of you who have experience with Smart Streets, you say that you hate it and that it hasn't given just 1 or 2 minutes to your commute, as the mayor said in his State of the City address, but it's like 13 additional minutes and that sort of thing. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with it because I'm never downtown, and when I am downtown, it's not peak hours. Okay, I've only run into traffic downtown since the Smart Streets once, and so I'm not really able to comment on it. But this is in the Tribune. I thought it was interesting to add to the discussion since we talked about this and kind of get your thoughts overall. Because the primary draw was the Century Center's close proximity to the new Courtyard by Marriott. Developers say that he would have built the hotel regardless of Mayor Buttigieg's Smart Streets initiative. Well, okay, so I guess you can't count the new Courtyard by Marriott as being a benefit of Smart Streets then, right? Now the mayor will, because he's a politician, he's got to take credit for everything that happens. But A.J. Patel said the Smart Streets, which has eliminated one-way streets, narrowed them to slow traffic, widened and beautified sidewalks with new trees and decorative brickwork. I haven't really noticed that down there. Do you even go downtown at all?
Never.
So when I did that movie read, I went to downtown South Bend, and I had to circle several times because there's still no parking. I had to circle several times.
You go to the garage?
Noticed no beautification efforts whatsoever down there. Nothing. They obviously did it, but not substantial enough. Not substantial enough for anybody to notice, apparently. I mean, maybe if you work down there every single day, but I really didn't go downtown. Oh, man, you know what I noticed? I did notice a green bike lane. I think it was green. I don't know. It was bright colored something or other. So anyway, I created the new bike paths. It was a key secondary factor behind his company's $14 million investment. Overall, with the two-way streets and the apartment people, it's a livelier downtown, said Patel, president and CEO of JSK Hospitality and Development, which hopes to open the hotel on April 3rd. There's retail coming in. Other companies are investing in downtown. Everything's kind of come together, and it's cleaned up the whole area. You've got a different image when you go down there now compared to 5 years ago. Okay. Like I said, I don't spend a lot of time down there, so I have to rely on all of you. I didn't notice a big beautification effort, okay? It just kind of looked like downtown to me. But, who knows if I, am the arbiter of what is and is not beautification down there. In his annual State of the City address on Tuesday, Buttigieg said Smart Streets has already been credited with helping to attract over $90 million in private investment and a nearly fourfold return on the public investment. And so the Tribune says, could that really be true, or would that private investment naturally have materialized as the economy recovered from the Great Recession? Michael Burayidi, a professor of urban planning at Ball State University, said that there could be credence to Buttigieg's claim. In research for his book, Resilient Downtowns, a new approach to revitalizing small and medium city downtowns, he did travel the country interviewing city and town officials, and he found that smart or complete streets were a common thread running through success stories. In the mid-20th century, as America fell in love with the automobile, cities designed their downtown streets to decrease congestion with one-way thoroughfares that moved traffic to the suburbs as quickly as possible. Over the past decade, cities have increasingly reversed course, embracing a new urbanism that seeks to return downtown to their initial function as a community's backbone. All right. There you go. That's part of it. So we'll continue doing some of the stuff a little bit later. 574-2595-95.3. That is 2595-953. Paul, welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Hey, Casey.
What's up?
Hey, boy, I'd like to say if anybody revitalized or if anything revitalized South Bend, it's Casey Henderson. Number
Me?
one. I tell you, man, you're like a firecracker around here. We're so lucky to have you, man.
Well, thank you very much.
Seriously. But also, really, the smart streets, they're kind of nice. I can't imagine what kind of money that they spend on them, but I think they're pretty, and the whole place looks a little nicer.
So you have noticed a beautification then?
Yeah, I have, because I've been through there for the last about 10 years through that area.
Okay.
And it was kind of ratty looking before. If they could do something with the homeless people, that would help.
Well, they keep trying, and then there's the whole battle over the homeless. They move them out, and then they get criticized for it. Yeah, this whole thing.
Right, but otherwise, the turnabouts that they're doing there and everything. I mean, it really does. It is pretty.
Okay.
So, what are you going to do? I mean, at least the guy's trying.
All right.
He's trying. I just hate to see. I just wonder what the bill is for all that.
Well, he's claiming now. Yeah, he's claiming the $90 million investment into downtown happened as a result of Smart Streets, and that more than doubled the investment of Smart Streets. That's what he's claiming.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate going down there a little bit better now.
Okay.
I still don't really do any business down there, but I do drive through, and I think it's a little nicer.
Well, I do know a lot of small businesses left during the construction phase. I mean, I know that. So
yeah, I suppose.
Because I'm friends with some of them, and they were forced to close.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey,
happening down there, it's a good thing, I guess.
All right. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you much.
See.
Thank you. All right, you take care.
Bye.
All right. So now, when you look at the investments, you got like the LaSalle Apartments, Main St. Row, Liberty Tower Aloft, JMS Building, the Jefferson Center, One Michiana Square, and the Ivy at Berlin Place. But then Mayor Buttigieg did take credit for the new Courtyard by Marriott, and that guy just said, I would have built it no matter what. That's 12 to 14 mil. Now, that guy just said, I would have built that no matter what, whether Smart Streets was a part of it or not. He says, do I think it added something? Yeah, sure, but I would have built it anyway. So the real question is Smart Streets really the reason that this money came downtown? Or was this because, hey, the economy doesn't suck anymore, and South Bend is a place that does have a lot of unused real estate, and you could actually go in there and invest in some of this stuff? So that becomes the question. Now, look, he's a politician. He's always got to take credit for the positive economic things that happen in his community. I'm not blaming him for that. That's what his job is, right? Whether it's his policies that did it or not. Kind of like Obama claimed that his policies were the reason that Elkhart was doing so well in the RV industry, when in fact it had more to do with Canada than it did with the United States and Obama's policies. So he's got to. It's his job. He's a politician. He has to take credit where he can get it. But the real question that's being asked by the Tribune is if this investment was really because of Smart Streets, or if it was going to happen regardless of if Smart Streets were implemented. Now, Smart Streets may make things a little bit better or worse, depending on your opinion, but that isn't the question. The mayor says Smart Streets led to this investment. We know at least one of those people is saying that's not the case. We would have built it anyway, but it does add some benefits, they're saying. So there's that. 574-2595, 95.3. More of your calls coming up on News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.
Casey Hendrickson, News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.
Your breaking news and weather station.
And good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel. I got to tell you about Nutrition HQ. Now, Nutrition HQ, if you head over there, 5804 Grape Road, they're right there in Mishawaka, right next to H.H. Gregg. And he mentioned me, you get 20% off. So here's the deal. Got some coworkers using the new Alpha kits over at Nutrition HQ, and they are loving it. More energy, feel better. One even says that he is sailing through his workouts like never before. Hey, that's the beauty of it. People always ask me, like, hey, Casey, why don't you just tell people that they can do this on their own? They can. Nobody's saying you can't. We had Sean from Nutrition HQ in here one day, and we talked about that. He's like, you can absolutely do it on your own. It's going to be a little bit harder. It's going to take you longer to get the results that you want. So it's entirely up to you. Sports nutrition is there to make things better. Gatorade Was it something that improved the performance of athletes? Okay. Yes, you can do well with water. Gatorade made it better. It's that way with sports nutrition. Okay. You go in there, and if you want to build muscle, guess what? Having a good quality protein supplement is going to help with that. Having supplements that help you get through your workout without injuring yourself and without having that soreness the next day, that will keep you going back to the gym and improve your results. And when you see those results coming faster than they would on your own, you're more likely to keep up with the program. That's the whole goal. Fat burners are the same thing. Can you lose the weight on your own? Absolutely. Will fat burners help you lose the weight faster? Yeah. Yeah, they will. And when you see those results, you're going to be more motivated to stick with the program. That's all sports nutrition does. And if you mention me when you go to Nutrition HQ, you can have the guides over there, the consultants, direct you to what is best for you and your personal situation. There isn't a one-size-fits-all for everybody when you walk into one of those stores, okay? So the consultants will ask you some questions. They'll figure out what the best products are for you and your lifestyle and your situation, and they will guide you that way. And if you mention me, you get 20% off. So you get to save 20% just because you're listening to this program. Hey, look, beach weather's coming, right? Ask yourself, are you happy with the way you look right now? And if not, do something about it. That's it. Go to Nutrition HQ, 5804 Grape Road, Mishawaka, right next door to H.H. Gregg. Mention me, save 20%. 574-2595, 95.3. That is 2595-953. Talking about smart streets and whether or not it really did contribute to a revitalization of downtown South Bend. We kind of talked about this, last week, and some people were really down on smart streets. They're not very happy. This all happened because of the State of the City address. But I did find an article in not the Review Journal, Small Towns paper, the South Bend Tribune. I was talking about at least some of this investment would have happened otherwise, according to the people who built there. But, obviously they're giving credit to smart streets because politicians have to take credit for all the positive economic stuff that happens in their city. Nothing wrong with that. But it may have happened regardless. That was the whole point of the articles. Would this have happened anyway, or did smart streets really contribute to this investment? Or, did it just make things better or worse for the people who invested? I do have people sending me messages right now. I drive there all the time. My commute is much longer than it used to be, and I'll actually address that in just a couple of minutes. 574-2595, 95.3. Mike, welcome to the program. Good afternoon.
Hi, Casey.
Hi there.
I disagree with the last caller. I think it's downtown is an absolute nightmare.
Okay. So you don't see the beautification?
No. Well, the beautification, I don't care. I care about getting from point A to point B. And if you were going to try to find something, I can't find something because I have to pay attention every single 100 feet because there's people turning both directions every single place. On top of that, the morning commute and evening commute from downtown to the airport is one solid line of traffic. And if you work around there, you will never be able to get in because there's no room. So that you defeated that, and I've never seen a bicycle on Lincoln Way.
Somebody did say that those aren't bike paths; those are paths for shopping carts, which is obviously alluding to the homeless problem down there. And look, I'm always for investing in a downtown and making it nicer for people to go there and things like. I used to have this fight with people in downtown Las Vegas because obviously people didn't want to spend the money, but it ended up being a positive thing, and maybe this will end up being a positive thing too. But you don't think it has anything to do with the smart streets that has had this investment down there?
Smart people, the mayor, smart people, the more money you make, the better. Everyone tries to get a better home, and then you want a better car. You want security for your family. I'll tell you what, you can't be driving around this town. You'd be better off driving in the grass. There are more chuck holes than in world history.
Wow.
So to invest all that time and money, which he did the entire last summer, and let the streets go, I disagree entirely. All
right. I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks.
Somebody said, I'm paraphrasing here because I lost the message. Can somebody tell me what new retail has shown up in downtown South Bend? That's a good question because I do know retail that left as a result of the construction. They were effectively shut down. I don't know. But I also told you before, I don't think that the goal is to get retail downtown. I think the goal is to make it corporate and to have a few little boutiques here and there, some restaurants, I don't really think it's designed, and I could be wrong. Maybe I'll talk to the mayor about this next month. I don't think it is designed to really be a retail space for people to walk around and that sort of thing. I think it's really designed to get corporate investment. And, the things that have been touted by the mayor for smart streets have been corporate investment. Places to stay. Yes, there's some restaurants and stuff like that down there, but there's always been really good restaurants in downtown South Bend. But really not a lot of retail space. So that's, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe more retail has been there since I don't go down there on a regular basis, but somebody else doesn't think there is either. Jeff, welcome to the program.
Casey, good talking to you. You
too.
and producer Kim make my trip on the way home go by in the cinch, that's for sure.
Well, I'm glad. What's on your mind?
I was calling in that I have to cross downtown to get to where I work, and it's added about 7 to 10 minutes of my drive time.
Nah, Mayor says it's 1 to 2 minutes. Stop complaining.
So the morning time is a cinch because I go through about 5:30, 6 o'clock, but when I leave at 5 o'clock, there's sometimes when 3 different stoplights, I have to wait 1, 2, 3 different cycles to get on the road. But in the long term, I can't get myself all butthurt because the beautification of the East Raceway is there with these line bikes that show up in the bottom of the raceway, the little white rims.
It's a little splash of color, right?
And, man, the kayakers are going to know where to go because the line bikes are pointing up the trail.
Oh, man. I haven't seen the East Race since all of this happened, and I enjoy the East Race, but it hasn't been the prettiest place in the world.
The city just got done cleaning off the sidewalk because most of the sidewalk was enveloped in that 500-year flood, and as a consequence, got mud all over it. So It just got off today, so I can walk from one end to another, basically, after just going over one bridge and not have to go through over one of the roads.
So the 500-year flood is more responsible for beautifying the East Race than any revitalization effort.
It is cleaned up now, that's for sure.
They had to power wash everything.
You were alluding to this little lime green. It's a lime green paint that...
It is green, right?
Yeah, you can see the bike path.
Yeah.
And, you only got one lane of traffic going to one direction.
Right. And the bike path is as big as a lane of traffic.
Oh, yeah. And
almost.
The green lanes come up in that's where it gets fun. That's where bicycles and cars and trucks get to tangle because a car has to make a right turn and you can go through the green zone, but at the same time, there's a bicycle lane going through that green zone. So that's the bumper car area.
Well, everybody's trying to, we're a bicycle-friendly city, and we've got to invest in the bicycle-friendly city. And like I said, look,
bicycles first.
At least it's nice that our litter is neon green and it's easy to spot. Okay, so I mean, there is that. All right, man, appreciate the call. Thank you much. And
good talking to you. Bye.
Thank you. Look, a lot of people really love the Lime bikes. The point is that we just see them strewn everywhere. They're just all over the place. It would be nice if they had a docking station, which kind of defeats the purpose of having them. I get that, but it is a mess to see. By the way, there is one guy in the Tribune article who said that now, people get to slow down a little bit and actually admire the ambiance and the shops and things like that are down there.
That's a bright side of things kind of person.
Whereas it used to be that you just powered through downtown as fast as possible. So the slowing down and adding 13 to 80 minutes to your commute, that's so you can appreciate the revitalization efforts and not have to worry about just powering through it and getting home quickly.